Bye, Ari.
You're live.
Awesome. I guess we're live. All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be an informal meeting tonight for the United States Pirate Party. I am Drew Bingaman, the current captain of the United States Pirate Party. With me is Ty. I'll give you, since you're VC, go ahead.
Hello, my name is Ty Clifford. I am the co-captain of the United States Pirate Party. Also the captain of the West Virginia Pirate Party.
V.
Hello, I'm V. I'm from Texas. I am the storm care manager for the U.S. Pirate Party. The newly minted, the now reformed RGB Texas RGB Pirates Piratas. We're no longer going to do Texas Days. We're going to concentrate to the now. We have a lot of updates and stuff about that I'll be posting later.
V, your audio was breaking up there quite a bit, but I think we got most of it.
Oh, well, I'm V. Sophie Ariel from Texas.
That's okay. We'll get it. We'll get you going. Joe, you want to introduce yourself?
Joseph Honorowski from Massachusetts, and I'm also the treasurer.
Thank you. And finally, Johnny. Are you with us, Johnny? Maybe. Okay, maybe not. All right. Well, anyways, we'll catch up with. You are. Yeah. Anyways, I am opening the floor for any reports that anything we need to discuss. Honestly, since this is an informal meeting, if anybody has something that we need to talk about, the floor is wide open. Okay, talk like a pirate day. V, I don't know what you did to your audio, or you were fine earlier. So
how about now?
That's better.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything weird. So yes, talk like a pirate day. We have some international pirates already signed up, or they have said they signed up. So we're gonna have a great time. What else are we talking about?
I do have some couple questions. We have a lot of echo from V.
Oh, it's a lot of echo. I wonder if it's my Chromebook. Hold on.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind just muting when you're not speaking, V. Thank you.
Yeah, that would so. But I do have some questions for you, V, as you are Swarm, right? Yes. Okay. Oh, we have more echo.
Oh, I just turned it on to speak, but I don't know if you can hear me.
We can. Okay. So the question I had, I noticed that in this past week, the platform committee meeting happened, but there was no one there. Is there like a reason for no one attending?
Right. So as Swarm Care, and I do apologize about the echo. As Swarm Care manager, I can tell you this much: I am not in charge of the platform committee. There's no delicate way to say this. The volunteers who show up for platform committee showed up, and we were working on the Etherpad about the book ban policy and / plank that we're talking about. But a formal meeting wasn't called by neither of the platform co-chairs.
Who are the co-chairs?
It was discussed in an RRC meeting, and then we had several discussions on a JITSI meeting and an IRC meeting. And the two people that came to the table to run platform were Eric and Dustin.
Now your audio went again. V.
Can you hear me now?
Now you're still a little muffled again. You were good for a while, and then it just it was cut out. Oh, I think V's gonna try and reconnect, maybe for a better connection. I think Dustin is one of the co-chairs of the platform committee. I know Dustin's been working hard on the book ban proposal, so I'm not sure who the other co-chair is right now.
Yeah, well, the reason because it's an informal meeting. The reason I asked is because I mean, I happen to had been around at that time, but see, I'm not I don't want to overstep boundaries, so I'm not just going to go in there and be like, all right, let's do this and this and this. But I was seeing I was seeing everything, and I was like, okay, why isn't this happening? But I just wanted to know because it was one of the first times that I've seen nobody in there. Well, second time really. So I was just wondering what was going on. Are you guys meeting at different times? And I mean, if the time that is scheduled isn't working for everybody that is now there, because it may have been working for people 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not working today, I would suggest creating another time to meet so that
since neither of them are here, so
yeah,
it's Eric and Dustin and Joe. Go ahead. V will get to you shortly.
I would just, as the vice, I would recommend sending out an email to both co-chairs in order to get something reportable for next meeting.
Or you can,
absolutely.
Or you can touch base with them on Discord, obviously, because everything's happening in Discord.
Yeah. The reason I asked Swarm is because Swarm is V is doing an amazing job just being on top of everything. So I'm just like, maybe Swarm would know. That's the only reason I asked.
Right. Yeah. No. I agree. V's doing a great job. So I think that's why V didn't want your job. So yeah, I guess if you want to pop in and check on those guys and see what week is there? Is it? I mean, if it's just like it didn't work out this 1 week, ain't no big deal, right? So, but yeah, I know Dustin definitely wants to. Was it been 2 weeks? Okay. Well, we did. I know there was collaboration on the.
After 2 weeks, I have to chime in and go, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah, I mean, if they want to try a different schedule or whatever, that's hey, committees do what committees do. So, yeah. Did you have something else then, V? I'll mute.
Well, first of all, how's that sound quality going for us?
Much better.
Okay. I just wanted to comment that and also in the past week I created an action committee meeting for this coming Monday because it has not just been a 2-week thing where neither the platform members nor the chair, and this is not platform specific. This has been an ongoing problem in our committees, and right now I posted in the chat there are 3 members active in platform right now. And one of those 2 of those are Dustin and I. Dustin is not here, so I can't talk about what Dustin's experiences are serving in committees. And I don't serve in every committee and do all the work in every committee, but I do show up to the meetings. And it is. Yeah, Joe. It's not something that's a very light issue for me in creating the action committee because that's like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days out of the week. I understand Massachusetts has other commitments on that day, but Joe, if we want to go back in history, those Monday meetings weren't happening either. So yeah, I am totally for the committee chairs of platform to think about what times they want to meet, and I would definitely continue to encourage people to come to committee meetings. It's just not feasible for me anymore. Um, and so I have my dedicated time for tomorrow for anyone who wants to talk.
As far as I know, I don't have anything happening tomorrow, so if that's at 8 or 9 p.m., I should be there. But from here on out, what I'll do is I will do exactly what was suggested and reach out, send an email out, and see what's happening. Because the platform committee, I feel out of all of them, platform and outreach are one of the two most important. And it's actually really good of you that you created an action committee, because an action committee is like, all right, what are we doing for real? This, or this. So that's actually good. But platform and outreach are the two most important. So that's why I was just curious. And again, you're doing a great job. I love your communication style, and that's why I asked you specifically, because you seem to have you seem to touch base with everyone. You're a good swarm manager, is what I'm saying. You do a good job of it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, Ty. I got answers. Absolutely. John, the action. So, in chat, John has asked me for the action committee meeting. It's gonna be, yeah, we'll be on Jitsi now. I'll get it done by noon Central. I operate in Central, so around lunchtime.
I just sent Dustin. Dustin, you're with us? Maybe? Or are we just having technical issues tonight?
Yo.
There we go. There's Dustin. So Ty was just wondering what's going on with the platform committee, other than working on the book ban.
Yeah, so we did just talk in there during the. Wait, can people hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, we did talk.
Okay, now you're cutting out. Just audio problems tonight. Yeah, nothing. Wait, nothing, Dustin. You just cut like right off. You were doing great. It was great sound quality, and then nothing.
How is this looping like this? Okay, I'm just gonna try and talk to it.
You are sort of. You were back for a second there. And
oh my god, I know what it was. Okay, this should be good.
I can hear you right now.
Okay. So, really sorry about that. That was kind of wild. Yeah. That was the whole thing. So basically we did talk very little, but we were there, or at least me and V talked a bit while we were there. We previously did pings and announcements for that, whenever that meeting happened, but people complained about getting pings, so we were asked to stop doing that.
How did you ping them?
You just do like an at everybody in platform, and then
I don't care. They can get over it then. Personally, you have a do not disturb feature and whatnot. That's kind of the whole reason we use pings.
Yeah, you can turn those off if you don't want them. If somebody that's on the Discord doesn't want those pings, you can turn off the notifications.
Yeah.
But
so keep sending pings. Send as many pings as you need to. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
All right, but yeah, I mean, pretty consistently since basically school started, it's been like probably around 2 or 3 people. Like it's dropped off significantly, and that's not just platform. That's almost across the board. So yeah, it's just not realistically a lot of people to like go through stuff, and it's mostly the same. Like it's me and V who are on like both of the committees kind of doing stuff, I think, and we're like, yeah.
And for the record, we do pretty much operate on a 3 pirate rule. So if there's 3 of you, that's that's fine. It's not crazy. It's not weak. It's not whatever. If you've got stuff you're gonna do, then and it kind of is what it is. So
yeah, we didn't really have, or I think we talked for a bit about moving the time precisely because of things dropping, but the way it moved to the current time is because of people voting to move to that time. But then I guess less people actually showed up after we moved it to that time overall over time. So yeah. What's up, Joe?
no, Joe, what do you got?
Build it and they shall come. Even though Thursdays don't work for me right now, that doesn't mean Thursdays won't work for me forever. And I've always been there, and I kind of always been lurking in the background anyways, like catching up whenever I can. But part of the reason why it didn't work for Monday, and part of the reason why I dropped off, is because my life is pure chaos. And that's a lot of us pirates. We kind of tip more to the chaotic good side of things. And so just stay the course, batten down the hatches, and may the wind be at your back. And just keep on doing what you're doing, and you'll get that. It comes in waves, if you will. So, yes, I know there have been times where it was just me who showed up, and that happens, and you do what you can with what you got, and keep on moving forward. And, before you know it, you'll have a whole bunch of people supporting behind you. Like Ty said, this is important. And so if you have something you're working on, you got no one else to disturb you might as well just keep on working on it.
And anything you're working on that if people aren't coming to the regular meetings, just keep posting in there in platform, and we can have people can discuss those things, whatever the current topic is that you're working on. As people have time, they can just come in and just put it opinions and things and suggestions or anything. That's, I don't mean to be this a seagull manager, but I try to chime in when I can, and try to help out. I can't always be at the meetings, but I try to at least. I'm trying to keep more tabs of what's happening right now than I had been before I was chair. So, yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said for just posting what's happening in there in platform in the Discord. So, V, go ahead.
Well, I hope that my microphone is continuing to work.
Right now it is.
Oh, thank goodness. I just want to clarify that we had serious opposition to that kind of management style for the platform committee. And I say that as a member of platform committee, to not have a system where people can just come and go. And yes, in real time, policy discussion is much better. I'm not saying we're not going to try it. I just want to reinforce or reiterate. There's a ton of words that start with the RE that I'm trying to think of, and I can't think of any of them right now. It is a lot to ask of 2 volunteers to keep the lights on at committees when even the chair of that committee is not there.
Oh, that's exactly why I said earlier, because if like I see some of these things going on and that no one was attending, so I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to step in and start doing something that's completely different from what you guys are doing, right? But now that I know that, if I'm there and I see these meetings happening and there's no one there, or there's very little participation, or whatever it may be, and even if there is participation, even if there's a lot of people, I still drop in and be like, okay, why are we here? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'll be there. It's like I said, for weeks now. I drop in to randomly, I pop in randomly. Um, like off topic a little bit. Someone asked, should we basically be supporting the burn convention? Tongue twister. And I was like, what is your reasoning? But that was all I had to ask to get the discussion rolling. Just simple things like that, that, I'll be more tentative to now that I know, especially what Dustin said, what Joseph said, what you said, that you're trying different times and it's just not working. It's just not working, people. But like Joseph said, build it and they will come. Or it was Dustin? It was one of you two that said that. Um, and what like Drew said, just keep the same communication and people will chime in wherever they need to chime in, and if you're showing up to these meetings and it's just two people, well, then what I would say is, from the communication you got prior, right, to that week, you can go, well, with this communication we receive from people, even though those people aren't here, this is what you can continue to move forward with. So just keep going on with the information you have, even if those people aren't even there. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
I think you're making sense, Ty, but
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, right. So the things we were trying to do with platform, for if you're not familiar with like what has been going on, is trying to first was making the tentative schedule and then trying to get engagement through that. And then hopefully by like having the tentative schedule on a monthly newsletter, people would actually know what conversations are going on, like from outside, and maybe join in on discussions that would intrigue them.
Okay, here's what I would suggest. Because this is informal meeting, I can't ask for votes and blah blah blah. But here's what I would ask. Platform needs to stick to platform. If there's only 2 or 3 or 4 people showing up for platform, and that's a time that works for all of you, forget everyone else. That's the time that works for you. What the outreach committee needs to do is figure out how to get more people to join the platform committee. So the platform committee stop focusing on when other people can join and start focusing on the people who are joining. When's the best times to actually meet? Because those are the people that are actually showing up.
I was
V?
just going to say, V, you don't really have to raise your hand. If you go ahead and you can just chime in. This is an informal meeting, so.
Yeah, well, I just want to say that I really appreciate this topic. Having low attendance for all committees is something that I didn't look into when I was outreach coordinator or whatever my title was. Now as storm care manager, that is something that kind of like sits on my mind. Organizational growth and events. And I would love for the platform committee to meet this week, but I would love to talk about the event we're planning, in terms of like if you have questions about it, if people want to sign up. I can look at the signups right now. How are our social media is going to get involved? Has anyone else on the PNC done any event planning? I feel that the PNC is very supportive of the events that are being planned without actually helping sometimes. And I'm not saying this against Drew. I'm not saying this against Mitch, who We also help plan. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, but it was getting a little funky again.
Yeah.
The cat stepped on something. I'm not saying this against, like Mitch, you're, like everyone by name. This is like a collective thing as a PNC, myself included. Um
Okay. Well, what I see, I see a way that we could bridge the gap that you're addressing here. And what I'll do, it's not going to be instant, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little thing specifically for you because you are Swarm. And like I said, you do an amazing job at this, and you seem to have very deep concerns about this. So what I'll do is I'll draw up something that I think that will help us collaborate these meetings a little bit easier. It won't be time selections. We're not going to be doing that again because my strong feelings are that if 4 people are showing up, as an example, and 4 people go, this is the times that I can meet, and you show up, then that's when it is. Forget everybody else. They're not showing up. Y'all are showing up, not everybody else. So that's when y'all meet. So I'll get with you. I'll definitely get with you, and I think that we have a solution to iron out these meetings, especially what Drew was saying. Just take all those in. What people are saying throughout the week. You can draw that in. There's a really specific, fluent way that you can do this, and I hope that I'll be able to come up with a way that will be able to show you how to do that. So yeah, we'll get it ironed out. We will definitely get it ironed out. Don't worry about the numbers. That's irrelevant. It's the build it and they will come method. It's the KISS method too. You ever heard of that?
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Or what's the other way? The more political. What's the other way? Keep it
simple, silly. I don't know.
No. It's so it's keep it stupid simple or keep it simple stupid. And there's a way to do that, and I hope I'll be able to address it for you because I get it when you're putting out these things and it feels like you have no support because people are not showing. I get it, so don't worry, I will be around.
If I may.
Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, I've been part of this party for a while now, and it's hit or miss. Some people love me, some people hate me. But one of the things that really did it for me was just being consistent. And I'm sorry I have not been able to give that lately. I have just not had the same amount of support as I did when I was first starting this off. But I can tell you that my heart is in it. And I can tell you that a lot of the people, even though they might be burnt out, excuse me, their heart's still in it. They still love this party. They've put their sweat, heart, and tears into this, their soul into this, and all of us older pirates aren't going to go anywhere. We're here. We're in this for life. So I can tell you that once a pirate, always a pirate. And you know what? It might be frustrating in the moment, and it's hard to see what you're doing as so vital, and it might feel like this monstrous task that you're taking on. And it is. It's just that. It's a monstrous task. But the way to handle it is to just keep on moving forward. And it's not even your responsibilities, like you said. So.
Okay, so what do we have planned for Talk Like a Pirate Day?
Are you, matey? I think we should just hit it on the nail and just do it as we come. Just wang it.
So
the event were you trying to talk about?
Yeah, we're talking about trying to, because that's probably the most pressing thing right now is what's happening for Talk Like a Pirate Day. I mean, I was very involved with the trying to live stream with the camera walk on 9/11 and trying to get that going. I haven't been as involved with Talk Like a Pirate Day. I know that has sort of been Mitch's baby, but
So, if I may,
Mhm.
what I'm going to do, honestly, is I'm just going to, since some people know me around here, I'm just going to go around to random people and go, this is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Do you have anything that you'd like to say like a pirate? And just record them and put it up. That's, I don't know, just something very simple, very social media like. That's personally what I'm going to do.
Okay.
and
Cool.
that's Tuesday. That is Tuesday, right?
I believe so. V.
Who had volunteered to make a graphic? V. Do you know?
I asked Mitch to make a graphic. I asked I don't know if this is a secret, but I asked Australia to see if I could steal their press release. Pirate Party Australia, if I could steal their press release. I have confirmation from Keith Goldstein from PPI, Keith from PPI, and Pirate Party International, and the Israel Pirates. And so, like, if you could please, I know Massachusetts has an email list. Pennsylvania, what's up, West Virginia? You said you have social media. If you could please put it on your websites that we are doing a Talk Like a Pirate Day on the Twitter space. Also, if I can get you all signed up for, like, the slots are written in 30-minute slots. Not just Talk Like a Pirate Day because it's exciting and I love memes. But if you can come up with talking points for your segment, I just want 30 minutes from you to talk about pirate things and pirate policy, what you're doing in West Virginia, what you're doing in Massachusetts, what's going on in Pennsylvania, Dustin, DMV, California, Illinois. I know your representatives are not here in Indiana, but if you're a pirate, we want to hear what pirates are. In the last meeting that I had with the RGB Pirates, the RGB Piratas, we have finally come up with what we want to do as a party in Texas. As you have seen the recent news, Paxton got acquitted on 16 accounts in the Texas state. Wow, corruption wins again. Federal court still pending. That's a big pirate. That's a big pirate topic. I know that when we talked about the camera walk, Drew, you talked in detail about when your town got cameras and how they were all hidden. You know that the world is hurting, right? Like, hundreds of years have gone by since the United States has become a country in 1776, and our infrastructure is relatively new. Some of these pipes are not even 200 years old, but other countries have thousands of years of infrastructure that has not been updated in thousands of years. How many people have died in Libya because of the recent flood? So yeah, if I can get y'all to get some talking points on pirate politics, who shows up to the meetings and stuff like that, that's not as important as the person who we are representing. Who are we turning on this light in the lighthouse for? Our fellow pirate. And I would also love more suggestions of like other topics that we should talk about pirates. I know we have our planks and they're great. Massachusetts has posted a lot about the recent trademark appeals.
Yep.
Yeah, Massachusetts can't even like get a Threads account because Instagram doesn't even think Massachusetts is a real pirate party. Nope. How many days has that? I think that's been 2 months already. So yeah, get your big topics. We got this. And yeah. So, anyone in chat on the YouTube, you want to post topics? Y'all here in our meeting?
I do have to say that I don't really have much more to add to this. So, would you all care to adjourn a little early?
Did we talk about the action committee and what we're planning to do with that?
V talked about it a little bit. If you want to talk about it, Dustin, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, Joe, if you need to go, that's fine. I mean,
I don't need to go, but
well, for what it's worth, you know, we're good for another 10 or 15 minutes at least. So, I don't think we're holding anything up. Dustin, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, for the action committee, basically it's to help facilitate doing asynchronous work for people. So hopefully this can act as a substitute date to go to for people who can't make it to one particular meeting they would want to make it to or otherwise. So like, for example, if there were things that happened at the platform committee, you wanted to help out with platform, but you can't make it to the time, maybe the action committee will have tasks that were generated from the platform committee, either asynchronously or during the meeting, that you could still pick up and help out with. And that can apply to basically all of the different things going on. And then also it will help just have everything actually organized in terms of tasks so that we are tracking when things are getting elevated to PNC and stuff like that, outside of just like talking through things in meetings. So we have a more concrete record of what is happening and what needs to happen. So we aren't losing track of work that needs to be done. But yeah, helps facilitate asynchronous work in general, and then all that.
So the only problem that I see with this is that you're asking people to come to another meeting. And it's just not going to work. Here's where I see the action committee actually being useful. I'll use a real life example. V posted something about she was wanting to delegate work because she's relinquishing these positions, and she had put them on Trello, right? But there was an ask of permission before the task was known. So I said, hey, can you make Trello public? Can you make the entire board public so everyone can see everything? And people can go, hey, I can do that. I can't do that, but I can do that, and I can do that. Well, I can't do that. That's for the action committee. Honestly, I would recommend you go that route. I wouldn't recommend trying to hold meetings as any other committee. I would recommend
I'm going to strongly disagree. Sorry.
Well, that's fine. I'm not finished yet.
Right.
So what I would recommend is that you open what the tasks are to people so that they can look in and go, hey, I have time for that. I don't have time for that. Or maybe they sit down on a Wednesday evening and go, I need something to do. So they look at the task and they go, oh, I could do that right now. That's what I would recommend for such an action committee, because it would work a lot better than asking someone to come to yet another meeting that they weren't even able to make the other meeting for. I get it. Other meeting times work, but again, then you're asking for, well, the action committee couldn't meet at this time, so we have to meet at this time. You're just back in the same boat all over again. So the action committee should, in other words, it should be, what's the word? Anonymous. How do you say that word? Everywhere.
Anonymous.
Yes, it's everywhere. And there are no meeting times for it. It's the action committee is everything is laid out on the table. These are the tasks that need to be done, and people can pick those tasks up as they go. And a task may be from the platform committee, or another task may be from the outreach committee, or another task may be from this or that. That's what the action committee probably should be, rather than asking people to come to yet another meeting.
Yeah. Okay. So while if it actually like worked that way, I would agree. But the issue is we have the boards and just people don't remember to use them.
Well,
And
that's not
the primary issue.
Well, that's not our audience then.
Yeah. So it's just the appropriate time probably to be doing it would probably be when we are reviewing work in general during meetings, but we are not doing that.
Yeah,
So
and that's fine. You're not going to do that right now.
time to do that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen right now. It's just simply not. That's why I'm saying the action committee should be a board like Trello, and you go on there and you go, I can do that, I can do that. And if these people are really interested, or they have the time too, they'll see, well, I'm doing this task from platform committee, and I have a problem with this. I'm doing it, but I have a problem with this. I could fix it. And then the meeting time they see is for Monday. So they go, okay, yeah, I'll try to make it Monday. That's a much better approach than asking somebody to come to a meeting to come to yet another meeting.
Yeah, this is generally for accountability, and we just don't have accountability for most things, which is kind of why we're trying to go through the Trellos. I get where you're trying to come from, but yeah, I guess it's probably going to more or less be me and V doing this, like with the other things, and it's just probably going to be aligned with the other meeting, and it's just time to actually get things together. So
I
we're going to be
feel
doing this anyway, but
I feel it's a good idea. I mean, I like the idea of an action committee. I just don't like the idea of asking people to come to another meeting, because we already have 3 meetings on the table. We have what? This? No, we have 4. This, IT, platform, outreach, and what? There's already 4 right there. That's a lot of meetings, and you're asking for action. So I feel action should be everywhere. You should just be able to do it whenever you feel like it. And if they have a major concern, and they will, they'll actually show up to those platform committees. They'll actually show up to those outreach meetings.
So one thing I would say is I feel like us having PNC meetings every week puts pressure on the committees to meet more than they probably need to.
Well, they were trying to meet every 2 weeks at one point, and I feel that's an amazing idea. I mean, if they only want to meet every 2 weeks or every week, or every 2 weeks in some cases, that's appropriate.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I was saying earlier about making sure that the spaces in Discord for the platform committee are, it is sort of an ongoing, just the chat is sort of an ongoing meeting, and serves somewhat of a record, so that people that can't come to those meetings, and like I said, I think it feels like there's too much pressure to meet every week, multiple times a week. I think that's a lot to ask for our small band of volunteers, and I'm not expecting. I mean, honestly, I have been in third-party politics a long time. Haven't been with the Pirates as long, but I have been in third-party politics a long time, and honestly, asking a committee to actively meet in some sort of it doesn't have in a actual meeting where there's conversations more than once a month is a big ask. So anything that we've achieved, that's above that is, I think it's a lot, and I think some of that is what leads to some of the pressure and the feel like that things are burning out. Really, we have some things that are time sensitive, no doubt. We have our events that are set for specific dates, but almost everything else, we don't have to. It doesn't have to be something that is done this week for next week. I mean, obviously, there are some things that in the IT committee that are going to be time sensitive too, that need to get handled. But in general, anything that is important, if we don't have if we haven't set a specific date that something is like a drop dead, that's it. Things are not as, I feel like just our structure puts a lot of pressure on meeting all the time, and I think we can maybe slow down a little bit, take our breath, because I think we've really burned out a lot of our activists right now. Our volunteers are getting a lot of pressure, and people have dropped off to take a break, and that's leading to more people feeling like they have to carry more weight, which really isn't the case. I don't want you guys to think that you need to, you don't, because if somebody drops off of a committee because they need a break for a week or two, I don't want you guys to feel like you need to pick up the slack. That's not really what yes, keep doing your thing, and volunteer your time, but also take care of yourself and watch out for that burnout, because it happens fast if you're trying to do too much. And I feel like, Dustin, you and V are in the danger zone for that stuff. It is not easy to self-regulate that. I mean, depending, especially if either of you happens to be neurodivergent, that is also very difficult to self-regulate. But I just want to say, officially from the captain, that do not feel pressure to get something done. Like, we can take our time with things. Like, I love the book ban proposal, and it helped me realize that we needed a censorship plank, because when I go to look at it, I realize, oh, we don't have a censorship plank. We should have a censorship plank, and then we can go into detail on the book bans. I realized that when we did Pennsylvania's platform, we don't have a censorship plank either. And we covered a lot of topics with the Pennsylvania platform. So, just keep at it, and don't feel like if you need to take a break, if life gets in the way, it's fine. It's really fine. The things
Actually,
that are, yeah, Joe.
while we're on that topic, can we change it from a censorship plank to a free speech plank? Because I think that we as pirates always feel free to say whatever the hell's on our minds, and we should definitely incorporate that into our way of our culture.
I don't know if I'd change that. I would just maybe clarify that we believe in freedom of speech, and we are against censorship. Again, maybe we can tie it all into one statement, that we believe in freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and that censorship is a violation of all of that. And that's all I was suggesting to Dustin as like a preamble, as an umbrella for the book ban plank, so that we make a statement that we are against censorship in all of its forms, basically. But Joe, I think you probably are onto something there with maybe just combining that we are pro free speech and anti censorship, and that's all. I mean, like I said, it's all. I don't think we need to go into a lot of detail, but.
And I'd also like to add, I am so for freedom of consequences.
Freedom. What do you mean?
So freedom of speech, freedom of consequence. I think we all should have the freedom of speech. And if you open mouth and commit political suicide, I believe you should be free to face those consequences.
Oh, okay. Yes, fine. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yes, I agree. You say something stupid, and you can absolutely, people can cancel you, but that's not a government action. That's just the people boycotting you, basically, which is something that I would always support the right of people to do, is boycott things. So, yeah. But anyways, well, everybody, fellow pirates, I need to get out of here, but you guys can keep talking. There's no reason that, at some point here, it's going to kick off in probably about 10 minutes, the stream. So the stream will end, but you guys can meet as long as you want. So
informal motion to adjourn.
I think that's okay. Is there anything else anybody really needs to say before I leave?
No, have a good night.
Yep. All right. Hey, have a good night, everybody. And everybody out on the stream, if you're still watching this silly discussion, vote pirate.